Look now at controlling the flow of the components in a solid application. So on the screen here you can see that we have two divs, one at the top as my hidden content and log out, and the one below just has a button, or is a button, and that says log in. So what we want to do is, when a piece of state says that we are logged in, we want to show the my hidden content log out button. And vice versa, when we are logged out, we want to see the login button. So let's have a look, see what this looks like in our code. So here we are. So we've set up a little bit here first. So I have all the states set up. So at the top here, we've got a signal, which is set to false. So initially when you come to the app, you won't be logged in. So that's why it's false. So this is called logged in, and we're not logged in. Then we have another function here, which is toggle logged in state. So all this is going to do is just going to swap between true or false. So logged in or logged out. So this will just set logged in, which is here, and then it'll take the previous value and just set it to the opposite. So if it's false, it'll be true, vice versa. And then here we have our two areas. So we have our button here. This is our login button, and then this is our log out button with a bit of hidden content, and I've just given it a bit of a class just to do a bit of styling so that you can see the difference. So in React, how we would do this, and you can do this in Solid as well, so we could put logged in, and then we could do an and sign, and then we could do that. And then if we look, what haven't we done? Well, we've not updated these, so we want to control that, and we want to set that. So we just want to call that, don't we? Well, we can just do it that way, I think. There we are. So when you click the button, toggle logged in state, it doesn't need to pass anything in, so we can just do it this way. And there we are. But as you can see now, login still shows. So let's fix that. So now we have to put the same here, and we say if not logged in, and now we can see that works. Okay, so this is fine, and this is how we do it in React. And you can still do it like this in Solid. But Solid does give us these nice little helper components, and the first one is show. So we'll have a look at that. So we will take this out and we'll have show, and then you can see, bring that in, and show takes a when prop. So this is just like show whatever's in here as a child component when. So we will say when logged in, we want to show this. Okay, so that's that. And then what also show takes here is a fallback. So the fallback is what do we show when we're not logged in? So we'll have a look. And we just want to show our button. So this is a lot cleaner and I really like this. So now we can get rid of the surrounding div. So now we're saying show when logged in this, otherwise fallback show this. So as you can see, we've got our login button and our log out. So we get the same result, but it's nice and clean and understandable, and people come into this code can read it and it makes a lot of sense. So I really like that. Now what happens if we've got a few different states? So maybe we're not saying logged in and logged out. Maybe it's a tabbed navigation. So maybe this is tab and this is set tab, and then the first one might be, we'll do home. It's easy to reason about. Okay, so we'll take that out. So we could do this, and we could do another show. And we could say when tab equals home, show home. And then when tab equals about, then show about. But the problem is here, we then have so we need to add this. Okay, so the problem here is that we may have another tab that we want to show. And then how do we, so we say something like news, and this is news. But then we have all these fallbacks. It's like, oh, well, what do we fall back to here if it's not home? So we could say, actually, well, we'll put this in here. So, and then we'll nest another show. So we say show when home this, otherwise show when about is this. And then we could do another fallback and say show, and then I'm getting confused myself. Okay, so this could work, and then what we need is some buttons. So we'll have a div here, and we'll add a button. So on click, and we'll say set tab to home. So we'll do that for that one, and that one will be home. And then we'll do more. This will be about. This will be news. So this will set this to about, and this will set this to news. Maybe this needs to be styled as a flex. Just to let's see. Let's have a look what that looks like. Okay, so we now have tabs. Click about, click news, and that works. Okay, so let's go through that. So what have we done? We've set up our state, which is just a string, and that's the tab, the current tab that we're on. And then what we've done is we've set up these shows. So we're saying show when tab equals home, show home, all the way down here. Let's just hide those. So when home, show home. Otherwise, when about, show about. Otherwise, when news, show news. And maybe you don't even have to do that, but it's just makes sense. You could probably just say otherwise show news. Okay, but this is a little messy, isn't it? It's a little bit hard to read. So what we can do is we can have what we're given here by Solid is something called a switch. So it works like a switch statement, or very similar type of idea. So we'll say the fallback is home. So we can put this one in. And then the other ones are match components. So we can use match, and then we say when, and this is where we take this, so it's just the same from here. We say when this is about, then we show about, and then when this is news, show news. So let's remove the old code now. And as you can see, I think this makes a lot more sense. I mean, we could also have this in here. So we're actually specifying like home and home. And the fallback could be something like no tab selected. But this makes sense. So switch, match, when tab equals home, show this. When tab equals about, show this. When tab equals news, show this. And then the output should be exactly the same as what we had before. So about, news, about, home. And those are the controlling flow components that we get out of the box in SolidJS.